If you ask the average person what they think of the rich, you will hear anything from the rich are greedy and arrogant to the rich are charitable and do a lot of good for the world. Whether you believe the rich are good or bad, there is one thing you cannot dispute. They have learned money lessons that the average person has not. Quite often, these lessons have contributed to the growth of their wealth and the majority of their financial success. Lesson number 1. Success lies outside your comfort zone for the average person. Living a comfortable life is the ultimate goal. As a result, most people take the standard life path of going to college and trading their time for a steady paycheck until they retire. These people assume a little risk, but as you know, little risk also means little reward, which is why the rich know that they must push their own limits to be successful. You see, wealthy people are driven. This can take the shape of investing in more risky stocks or leaving their 9-to-5 work to start their own business. Regardless of the risk, they understand that staying in their comfort zone will never provide them with the financial success they seek. Second lesson, you must plan to win. This aimless wandering isn't sufficient if you want to amass more wealth than the average person, which is why the rich create and review their plans on a regular basis. They know what they want and where they want to go, but one crucial aspect of their plan is the size of the ultimate goal they want to achieve. Most people believe that in order to become wealthy, you must follow money obsessively. While this method works for some, the pursuit of other goals typically leads to the creation of the most riches. For example, Henry Ford pursued his love of creating a horseless carriage. Bill Gates and Steve Jobs intend for their company's innovative technologies to alter the globe. It seems sense that several wealthy people have used their passions to build their fortunes. The pursuit of one's passion motivates people to move forward, continue to push themselves, and not give up in the face of failure or discouragement. However, if you are not pursuing your passion, it might be difficult to reach your final objective. Unfortunately, many of us select occupations that will provide us with a paycheck, and that paycheck and the successive increases and promotions that accompany it allow us to live a comfortable lifestyle. We spend in more as we get more income, and so we chase more income in order to spend more. The wealthy, on the other hand, began with a passion for something, such as investing in cars, computing technologies, and they were ready to go hungry to follow their ambitions. Lesson number 4. Accumulating wealth requires self-discipline. One of the biggest contributors to a rich person's success is the power of their mind, and when it comes to building wealth, whether it's through investing or building a business, having self-discipline is a must. This is especially true during the accumulation phase, where the rich will live below their means and not spend more than they must on their other core expenses. Regular people, on the other hand, want to buy things as soon as their income permits because they have a desire or need to impress others with what they can afford to purchase. They do not save and invest, and instead rely on their retirement funds and Social Security to keep them comfortable in their old age. Lesson number 5. Wealth is the gateway to freedom. The wealthy understand that having money gives them heightened flexibility in their lifestyle. For example, if they become ill, they can choose from the best doctors money can buy rather than accepting whatever typical services their local government can provide. If they have legal troubles, they can afford the best lawyers, and if they don't like cold weather, they can escape to a warm climate during the winter. The average person is controlled by his boss, his government, and his religion. Stop dwelling on your misery and misfortune and consider what you can do to improve your circumstances, such as paying off your credit card debt. Consider getting a part-time work to pay off your debt so that if you detest your job and want to resign or want to start your own business, you won't be held down by recurring interest payments. If you look at the list of the world's richest people, you will find that very few of them are 9-to-5 employees. The world's richest people are those who have started their own businesses. Keeping compensation low is a common business practice. The wealthy recognize how limited working for an employer may be and, as a result, develop a firm in which they are the sole income limit. By keeping your 9-to-5 job and working on a new business idea at night, you'll minimize your financial risk and allow yourself to make more long-term business decisions, which will ultimately help you build a solid foundation for success. Once your business is operating at a level where it can support your lifestyle, you can then decide whether to quit your job. 7th lesson, do not become wealthy. Life is about trade-offs, and the wealthy understand that having money is meaningless if you don't have the leisure to appreciate it. A lawyer who works 8 hours a week to climb the corporate ladder, or an entrepreneur who almost never goes home as they try to take their company public are examples of those who sacrifice their time to pursue their financial goals. The wealthiest individuals are aware of this issue and base their decisions on the concept of opportunity cost. If you are unfamiliar with opportunity cost, it is defined as the loss of potential gain from other alternatives when one alternative is chosen. For instance, staying late at the office will increase your chances of being promoted, but the opportunity cost is the enjoyment you would gain from spending the evening watching a movie with your significant other. 8th lesson, you must avoid the trap. As soon as people leave college and begin their employment, they want to enjoy the rewards of their labor and begin spending their wages, so they get a new car. Not only does overspending limit the amount of money you have available to save and invest, but it also restricts the decisions you can make as they arise. For example, if you no longer get the same satisfaction from your job and want to quit, you won't be able to if you've taken on more debt than you can carry, or if you want to start a business, you won't be able to if you've taken on more debt than you can carry. The rich employ emotional control because they are aware of how effective advertisers are at persuading us to buy based on our emotions. They know that our brains have two sides, impulse and reason, and they design advertisements so that we make impulse buys within a few hours. When the reasoning side of our brain catches up, we regret the purchase, which ultimately hinders their ability to become wealthy. In fact, the wealthy have multiple financial goals, such as a savings goal, an income goal, and sometimes even an investment objective. Sadly, when you speak with many less financially well-off folks, they don't appear as committed to the concept of goal setting. Think about your life over the past few years and what happened when you started thinking about getting a new car, a new house, or a new job. Once even a general goal begins to form in your mind, you start moving in that direction, and once you begin gathering specific information and making serious plans, there's little that can stop you. This is how goals work, and once you begin formulating serious financial goals, it will be the same. Looks like YouTube thinks this next video is the one that will change your financial life forever. Let's see whether they're correct by watching it. I hope you enjoy this video and make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on bell notification for more content like this.